What is going on today, YouTube? We're here to make our picks for August 3rd, this MLB slate. Kind of a shorter slate, only 11 games. Wrapping it up here in the midweek games before we get to the weekend series, which is where all the fun is. But we got some pretty good games. I'm not going to waste any time. Going to get into the games that I like, where I have picks that I like, and probably going to be on my ticket tomorrow. We're coming off a pretty mediocre day. On straight bets, I was absolutely terrible. I lost 2 units on straight bets, but made back 3, which put me positive a unit on the day off of a 3-leg parlay that I had over on DraftKings. So I was a little bit lucky there. Not too good of a day yesterday, but regardless, we were positive. What kind of screwed me over, the Orioles kind of sold, but we'll get back to that game here in a sec. And the Reds had the lead, tie game in the first 5 innings. Had they held on and not choked, would have been a really nice day. And the Red Sox also sold. Red Sox had a 3-0 lead and then just spiraled into an absolute dumpster fire. But without further ado, here we go. So the first game that I like right here, White Sox at Rangers. We got Max Scherzer making his debut. They got Corey Seager back in the lineup, which is huge. Guy is top 3 in OPS in the MLB, batting .352 on the season. Big key part of their lineup. Without Corey Seager, that lineup it's almost like a completely different offense. Now he got Corey Seager back. They scored 11 runs yesterday, and that was against Dylan Cease. With Touki Toussaint on the mound, I don't expect them to slow down any bit. Pitchers typically do pretty well in their team debuts as it goes this season. I think Max Scherzer to pitch a really good game against the White Sox. Doesn't have any threats in the lineup outside of Luis Robert Jr. I like Rangers on the run line. It's our first play of the day. Minus 125 price. Would have been better if we had it closer to pick to even money, but it is what it is. With our next game that we like, we have placed this bet 3 days in a row. We're going to make it 4. We got the Orioles at plus 134 with Jack Flaherty on the mound. Jack Flaherty, not as good of a pitcher as Kevin Gausman, but we have, even though that Flaherty is on a new team, we have seen this pitching matchup before this season. It was actually in the second game of the season between between the Blue Jays and the Cardinals. If we go to look at these player profiles, we go to game log, we can actually see that the game Flaherty pitched against the Blue Jays, granted this is way back at the beginning of the season, this Toronto lineup did heat up towards, just recently. But outside of this lineup hasn't really changed other than the fact that they went on a little hot streak. But Flaherty, 5 shutout innings in which he walked 7 batters is kind of crazy to think about. Usually you walk 7 guys, you're giving up like at least 3 runs. When you're given 7 freebies like that and you're still not scoring, that's a bit concerning. Gausman didn't do. I mean, yeah, 0 earned runs is really good, but 8 hits in 6 innings is not what you want to see. Granted, this is against the Cardinals lineup, which I don't think is anywhere near as good as the Orioles lineup. We can go check that out because Gausman has faced the Orioles this year, and if I'm not mistaken, 8 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks. Pretty average day. He did go deep in the game. They let him go 115 pitches. So I don't think that he's going to go as long this time because they've made additions in the bullpen to where they don't have to run him out there that much. Baltimore did jump out to... See, they were down. They had a 1-0 deficit at the beginning of the game. They got a 2-run. They went up 2-1 in the third. They didn't score until extras. So this score is obviously deceiving. You can't win 8-3 unless you score all those runs in the last inning. And that's exactly what they did. This Toronto bullpen, a lot different than what it was. Additions like Jordan Hicks, it's going to make it a little harder to score those runs in the last inning. I still like the Orioles in this spot. Orioles, they've won 2 of 3 so far in this series this week. They've only lost 2 games against the Blue Jays this entire season, and I believe they've played 10 times. Looking for them to get back on track with a win against Gausman. They've seen him enough. Blue Jays have already seen Flaherty. If Flaherty keeps the walks down, he's going to be just fine. It is a bit concerning that he hasn't really been that great as of recently. 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the D-backs. 4 earned runs in 6 innings against the Cubs. But I'm getting the Orioles lineup at a plus money price where they've been absolutely hot. I can't turn that down. I don't want to lay minus 158 on the Blue Jays when that lineup doesn't even have Bo Bichette, which is far and away their best hitter. So I'll be taking Blue Jays plus 134. With our next pick, we have absolutely been cashing in on Reds Cubs over. It's an even 10, so if they do score 10 runs, we'll at least have push protection and we'll get our money back. But Luke Weaver versus Jameson Taillon, both these pitchers absolutely blow. Don't need to say much about Luke Weaver. He's pretty much a fade machine when it comes to over-unders. You can pretty much count on any team to score at least 4 runs against him, no matter how long he throws. And Taillon's pretty much the same way. You can trust at least 4 every time he goes out there. Luke Weaver has a 6.8 ERA, and Taillon has a 5. I can't exactly remember. I can check really quick. Taillon has like a 5.46. Yeah, 1.6 whip compared to a 1.37 whip. These pitchers just aren't good. And like I said in yesterday's video, we have seen this game played 8 times. And in 7 of the 8 games, it's gone over 9.5 runs. The one game that it didn't go over, the Reds scored 9 all by themselves, and the Cubs scored 0. So I'm absolutely loving the over 10. I think I'd be willing to lay 3 units on this, to be honest. This is a max bet potential. If you guys want to go all in on a single play, I would go all in on this over 10. And as of right now, these are my only 3 picks I have for today. When player props drop, we will check those out. FanDuel doesn't have them out. DraftKings does have most of them out. I'm very intrigued to see what Ohtani K's looks like and Gausman K's, because I might, if Gausman K's over-under is set at 7.5 or 8.5, I might have to take the under, because this Orioles team does not strike out a ton. Other than that, I'll do a quick little recap of our picks. Not that many picks today as of right now. I will keep you guys updated in the comments. But we got Rangers minus 1.5 on the run line, Orioles money line at plus 134, and the over 10 runs and Reds at Cubs at minus 102. Let me know what you guys like. Let me know what you would add or what you don't like. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.